Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial we are going to be making this pretty pink Milky Way tumbler, and the catch here is we're not using any pink glitter at all. We are putting our glitter over a neon pink base. As you can see, we are using the epoxy method, and I'm using a 32 plump from the Steel Magnolia. And the glitters that we are using come in the white Christmas box from A Little Extra Ink Epoxy. We are using Mystic and Aphrodite, I probably said that wrong, and 12, 17, 11 and Glitzy, which I personally mixed myself with my daughter. 3 of these glitters are not available in store. They were exclusive to the box. However, a little birdie over at PDB may have told me that they would release in the store sometime in the near future, but until then, I will list you some alternatives below to get this same effect. You've seen me use it before, and I am using it again. The little contraption in the background is the Lynn from Design Lingo in the studio. It helps me keep my glitters organized. I did a white base, silver base, white base, silver base, and I am basically spiral them in order around my tumbler. Sometimes it is hard to tell when you are very lightly sprinkling your glitter colors on which glitter is where, and having them organized in the Lynn really helps me keep my colors where they are supposed to be, and also keeps me from just knocking glitter over everywhere. So as I said, I'm going in very, very lightly. This is sped up because it is a lengthy process. You need to take your time so that you get very minimal coverage in that first layer. I usually do 2 to 3 layers so I can build up my coverage as I go, and it really helps blend in the colors. When I mixed my 2 glitters, I'm a huge fan of opals or cheek glitters, so I wanted to incorporate that into my mix so the colors that are behind the glitter are really going to show through. I am going to let this play through, but as I said, make sure you do take your time when you are doing your glitter application. When you finish your spiraling around the cup, notice that we have not touched the bottom yet. I just kind of push all that glitter together and stick the bottom of my cup into that pile. It's just a mixture of all that we have used, and it makes the bottom blend into the cup really well. And sort of a little hack, I have started using tissue paper in the background because it's something that I feel like we always have on hand. And normally after I finish glittering a cup, it looks like a bomb has went off. So all I have to do is flip the tissue paper up. I can pour all that extra glitter into a jar and toss a tissue paper, and I have a clean surface underneath. So as you can see, I'm going in super heavy with the glitters to make sure that I have that excellent coverage. I apologize, I did not record, but I did roll this in a piece of parchment paper and made sure my glitter was laid down really flat. I gave it about 4 hours to dry, sealed twice with Rust-Oleum matte clear coat, and added a layer of A Little Extra Ink Epoxy. We have a nice sanded cup here, and I am mixing more of A Little Extra Ink Epoxy. I use those little plastic sticks that you just saw to mix my epoxy, and it helps eliminate so many bubbles. I'll drop the link down below for y'all, but as you can see, my epoxy is so clear and it really helps minimize the amount of torching that I have to do after my application. Now this is a 32 plump from the Steel Magnolia, and I used roughly 15 to 20 milliliters of epoxy. I don't want it to be very thick because we are adding micas on top and I do not want them to move. So after I finished applying that layer of epoxy, I torched it. That way I can remove any bubbles that are there before I apply my micas. All of the micas that I'm using are from PDB Creative Studio, and I'm pretty much applying them in the coordinating color sections, just slightly going into the next. So my silver is really going to be based in those silver sections of glitter and pulling them over just a tad into the pink. And they're also all going in the same direction as my stripes. It is okay if you get like a little gloop or something like that on there. All you have to do is take the stick that you were using, or you can take your gloved finger and just wipe that off and fix it. I never attempt to blend my colors until after I have all of my micas on. I'm of course using my Lynn again. I love this thing to help keep my micas from tipping over. And lastly, we are going to put our white on. Now I'm taking the white and going in between the streaks of the other colors. The white is what is going to help us blend and make this a little more uniform. Once I have finished applying all of my micas, I'm just going to take my gloved finger and go in and sort of blend those out and allow some of that glitter to show through my micas. Definitely have something to the side that you can sort of wipe the excess off of your glove so you're not blending them too much and pulling the colors into areas they don't need to be in. I'm again gonna let you see this play through. It takes a little bit of time to get this what I feel was perfect. And do keep in mind that those micas are going to spread out just a tad even after you blend them in. Epoxy is self-leveling, so don't worry about any waves unless your epoxy has set up to the point to where it cannot level itself out. And then all you would do is take this off after it dries, sand it down really well, and then you can apply your final coat. In my case, I just allowed this to dry for about 3.5 to 4 hours. A little extra ink epoxy dries super fast. And I applied another layer on top of that. And once that was dried, my cup was complete. For some reason in the past, Milky Ways have been intimidating to me, but I'm really glad that I went ahead and dove in because these are turning out so beautiful. I love all of these pinks, and I cannot believe that the base was a hot pink. As always, details for everything that I used will be listed in the description below, along with some coupons to help save you some money. We are on Instagram, so don't forget to follow us there and join our Facebook group where we have lots of fun, some additional tips and tricks, and giveaways. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. Thank y'all all so much. We'll see you next time.